What up, Naomi? It's Paolo doing a video response. Battery's about ready to die. There's weird lighting in here. I don't know if that's my camera or what. I might play with my camera later after I charge it. Um, I like what you said. I asked you about the effect of music on you. You talked about like adding things to your life is like your life's a river, and these things you add to it are like tributaries that might branch off and go other places, and like expose you to new things, bring back new life back into the main channel of your life, the main river of your life. Um, and I've experienced things like that, especially like I think about it, especially in the past where I was saying yes to everything. Like I'd be like knitting at work. I was working in a bar, and like drunk people walk up and say, "You should be a part of my knitting club." And I'm like, "Okay." And I would just join their knitting club, and they're like, "Who's this guy?" And they're like, "I don't remember, but I invited him here. I know that." Um, and then like my life changed a little bit, and I stopped saying yes to all those things, and um, the amount of hobbies that I had started to decrease. So like I take it to heart about that these things are important because they're tributaries that might flow to a place that like you want to be, and introduce you to people that you want in your life, and you won't experience those things unless you learn to play an instrument or a language or go take a class or something. So I was thinking about your question about the greatest lesson I've ever learned in nature. It's pretty late actually. I'm kind of tired. It's 10:10 or 10:15. It's late for old men. Um, so like the greatest lesson, I had this hike that I wasn't sure I was ready for. I believe that it was 35 miles. It might have been a little longer. I know the hike itself lasted 12 solid hours. Oh yeah, the phone's gonna die. Um, 12 solid hours. Uh, it was the most brutal hike. I had trained as well as I could. I had practiced with my gear. My gear was pretty good. But what I didn't know is what would be the mental effect of hiking for 12 hours over like two mountains at a like the distance that you could see this. Like you hike to the top of the first mountain, you could see the other mountain you're gonna hike off in the distance. You're like, I'm gonna walk all the way there and walk to the top and then come back down and then walk back to the car. And it got to the point where I did it 100% because of like my mental determination to do it. Um, because my body at one point in time, like, it didn't give out, but at one point in time my body stopped. I stopped being conscious of it, and I was like, towards the end there was no breaks. It was just hour after hour after hour of walking, or it was going to be in the dark, which was unacceptable. um, and my body just started walking like an automaton. My equipment did what it was supposed to do, so it didn't hold me back, and the only thing left was the mental determination to get there as fast as I can, as safely as I can. At that point in time, you're not even sightseeing. At that point, towards the end, you're like, it's a march, and it was. So it taught me that, like, what it taught me actually was not as much as like how the importance of mental endurance, which is true. It taught me is if you go into the woods, or if you go out into nature and challenge yourself, nature will show you what you're missing right away. Right away, it'll show you what you're missing. It'll show you that you haven't trained enough. It'll show you that you didn't practice with your gear enough. It'll show you don't have the mental resilience to handle it. It'll show you when you stop paying attention. Some of the stuff I was hiking was sheer drop-offs, and that, like, being tired is not an excuse to stop paying attention, kind of thing. So I guess I better wrap this up because I didn't realize the power was so low. But so thanks for a really awesome opportunity to do a video response. I haven't done one of those in a million years. All right, Naomi, I'll see you in the tubes. Much love.